What's poppin' gamers, it's your boy Kyrogus, and today we're going to be taking a closer look and a more detailed look at the trailers for the new Sinnoh Pokemon games, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus, as well as more footage of the games that was released during the Pokemon Day presentation, which will be seen in this video. Right away, we're going to see the same bedroom introduction scene from the original trailer, this time with the male protagonist. And we have to just go ahead and discuss this overworld character design now. The Pokemon community can be a very divided and unappreciative bunch. I've seen so much complaining about these character models, and I did not want to add to that negativity. But I can't lie when I say that my gut reaction to seeing these models was negative. I always imagined the Sinnoh remakes redoing the models in the modern generation style, like Kanto did in Gen 3, Johto did in Gen 4, and Hoenn did in Gen 6. So if these games were going to be released during Generation 8, I assumed they would look like Sword and Shield, which would have been great. Even if those graphics had their issues. What we're getting is what people are calling a chibi style, which is apparently slang for an anime drawing style in which characters are drawn to appear cute and small and usually having a big head. Now there are pros and cons to this. The pros being that this style will be the most true to the original that there could possibly be for a three-dimensional remake of the game. We don't have to worry about them resizing or retouching our beloved Sinnoh region, but leaving it intact as we remember it. The cons is obviously what we mentioned before. It looks a little too cutesy and some might say a little bit silly, and I mean, just take this meme for example, I think it pretty much sums it up. Can't say I'm particularly excited for the Sinnoh remakes because of how they look though. How am I supposed to take Cyrus seriously if he walks up to you like this? After a few days of watching the footage though, I have to say honestly that my opinion on this style is now positive. The more that I watched the clips of these characters running around, going through the overworld, the new remastered version of the games that I love, the more I'm falling in love with these models. Maybe not falling in love, maybe that's way too strong of a description, but I really do. I'm growing to like these models a lot, and I think it's going to be just fine. And I think the rest of the game is going to be so perfect. Well, maybe not perfect, but it's going to be so great that who cares really about the models. And if you really wanted the more realistic style of models, like I pointed out in the last video I talked about these games, you can clearly see that they're incredible in the in-battle animations. The last thing we need to talk about from BDSP is the water, because oh my gosh, that water's looking mighty crisp, if I do say so myself. Moving on to Legends Arceus, another reason not to be upset about the model style of BDSP is that we're getting an entire other game with graphics that leave even those of Sword and Shield in the dust. During the Pokemon Day presentation, when showing the footage that wasn't part of the original trailer, they also talked a little bit about the story and premise of the game. An unnamed professor who has traveled across many regions studying Pokemon came to the Sinnoh region to continue his research, bringing Pokemon he had obtained from other regions with him. Our playable character will somehow meet this professor, and he will ask us to assist him in building the first ever Sinnoh Pokédex, as this is a new region that isn't yet advanced. When asking us to take on this task, he will give us either Cyndaquil, Rowlet, or Oshawott to take on our journey. And real quick, can we talk about how they fixed my boy Cyndaquil's flames? Let me tell you a short story. 2D sprites Gen 1 through 5 looked like this. Gen 6 3D model, they made them look like this. Why? Why? I demand to know. I need to know. I desperately need to know who signed off on this, because it was the worst decision that has ever been made in the history of video game decisions. I mean, this really should have been a no-brainer. But now all is forgiven because the flames have returned in all of their blazing glory. Moving on, there isn't too much else we know about the story. Somehow Arceus will tie in, but it isn't revealed how yet. Super excited for that, by the way. This village we see in the footage is supposedly meant to be our home base, where I imagine we can find rest and refuge in between journeys. For those of you wondering, this giant mountain we see a few times in the game is confirmed to be Mount Coronet, which gets me unbelievably jittery in my nether regions, if you know what I'm saying. It hasn't been stated whether or not we'll be actually traveling up this mountain, and there's no footage of it, but in a Sinnoh game where Pokemon God is involved, and the stairway to Pokemon Heaven is at the top of that mountain, there ain't no way we aren't making the trek up that thing. Also, you can see Mount Coronet in the background of some of the BDSP battle footage, which is pretty cool. The only other thing there really is to talk about that I've noticed that we haven't already is we can see what the battle system will look like. And I think it looks great. I'm very glad the battles will still be the traditional turn-based 4 moves per monster system, because it's a classic and just works too well to change. It wouldn't feel like Pokemon without it, even if I enjoy some Pokemon games where other battle mechanics are used. But yeah, that's about it. If you'd like to check out some of my Nuzlocke gameplay, you can do that with these playlists here. I'd of course recommend the Renegade Platinum Nuzlocke. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and share with someone who you think might also enjoy the video. You can leave a comment below this video as well. I always try to interact with each and every comment I get in some form or fashion. My name has been Kyrogus, and I hope to catch all of you in the next one on The Flip. Peace out, see ya.